Okay, I don't know how true this is, but I thought I would post this anyway because I'd really like to hear people's input, good and bad. So my understanding is that the city and county are tired of cleaning up leftover stuff that campers, homeless people, or whatever leave around that end up by the river and stuff, and that's a legitimate concern, clearly. Um, but a person online informed me that the shelters and stuff have been advised not to give out any more clothing or offer any kind of that coats and backpacks, that kind of things anymore, because they're tired of cleaning it up. I get what they're trying to do, but at the same time, that's like saying, let's stop selling cigarettes because people are throwing them on the street. It's clearly a pain in the hiney. No one wants to deal with it, so we're going to fix it. We know that would never fly. So how is this going to solve anything? To me, what this is going to create is a situation where these same people that legitimately need it are going to end up at the hospital and the jails and doing stupid stuff trying to get in out of the weather because they're cold, and maybe even hypothermia and stuff like that. So we're wasting our first responders' times dealing with people freezing. I just had to deal with a lady last night for the same thing. At the same time, people need to understand, why do you think that these guys are leaving their crap down by the river? Two reasons. One, they're intoxicated, tweaker type drunk guys, and they're constantly running all over the country, and they don't come back to their camp, or they forget where they left their camp. That happens a lot. Another one is that with the weather being like crap right now, it's raining. And what do you think happens to your stuff when you don't have a legitimate house or a place to store it and it rains? It gets extremely wet. And I don't know about you, but I'm nursing an arm injury because I was shoveling and dealing with wet stuff. And it's heavy and miserable to work with. So if you're on the street and your stuff gets soaking wet, and you don't have money to take it down and get it dried, and you don't have the camp gear that keeps it from getting wet, you're going to leave it behind, because it makes total sense. If you were in that scenario camping, if you went out in the woods, if you had the choice of packing in out all your tents and stuff, and you didn't have a car, you didn't have a trailer, you would be tempted to just leave it because it's too much for one person to deal with. That's exactly what's happening here. So my question to you is, how do you fix that problem? It's tough. You're not going to have an answer. You're going to have a lot of solutions, just like I do, and nobody knows if any of it will work. But you got to ask yourself, what is the common denominator? It's like follow the money when you do investigations. It's the same thing with this. Follow the symptom. So the symptom is created by what? And you go all the way backwards, and guess what the first thing is? You have no place to store your stuff. You have no house. That's what creates all of this. So throwing a Band-Aid and saying we're not going to give you a coat because we potentially find it down by the river, not every single person that is getting a coat or shirts and stuff is a tweaker type that is throwing it down by the river. So to make 80% or actually 100% of these people suffer and not get any kind of clothing handout or whatever because maybe 10% of these guys are repeat hassles is stupid. It's just, thank God the court systems don't, well, they kind of do anyway. Why does everybody have to get punished for, a few people's ignorance? It just, it's so stupid. So anyway, I don't know if that's true. If it is, let me know. Because someone told me the other day they anticipated a city council member probably calling me and shutting me down. And that was interesting to hear. So anyway, I'll talk to you later.